You are the one that people rely on, the one who stays calm, figures everything out, and somehow keeps everything together. And most of the time you don't even question it. You just do what needs to be done because you are the strong one, the person people count on, the one who keeps it together, the one who somehow knows what to do when things get messy. And maybe in your family, maybe with friends, maybe at work, maybe in relationships. And on the outside, it can feel like a great thing. People trust you, people come to you, they know that you will show up. And I feel there is something quite meaningful in that. you know you can take pride in it. But I also feel that there is a side to it that can feel a little heavy, just tiring in a way that's hard to explain. Because when you are so used to being the one who handles things, people slowly stop imagining that you might need holding as well. And it's not because that they don't care, but it's simply because you've become so good at seeming okay, and after a while you start doing it too. You tell yourself it's fine, I'll deal with it later, or let me just get through this week first. And somehow there's always something else to get through, and so your own feelings keep getting moved to the bottom of the list. And I think that's a part that can be very easy to miss. It's always not some huge emotional crash. It's not like something big. Sometimes it's just the habit of not checking in with yourself because everyone else's needs come first. They feel more important. And probably this shows up in very small ways every day. Someone asks you what you are doing, and before you even think about it, you say, I'm okay, I'm busy, just a little tired, but fine. And maybe a part of you even means it, but there's another part of you who knows that it's not the full truth. I think a lot of people who are seen as strong are actually carrying much more than anyone realizes. And it's not because they hide it on purpose, but because they've gotten used to translating feelings into function. If something hurts, they stay productive. If they feel overwhelmed, they get organized. If they feel lonely, they make themselves useful. And from the outside, it can look a lot like resilience, but inside, it can feel like never really getting the chance to simply be a person, you know, no fixing, no managing, no holding it all together. Just being honest and about the fact that sometimes life and some things feel difficult, you know. And I also think that being the strong one can make rest feel strangely unfamiliar. Like even when there is finally space to slow down, and but your mind doesn't really know how to. It keeps scanning, it keeps thinking ahead, wondering what needs attention next. Because when your role in life has been to anticipate everyone else's needs, being still almost feels unnatural. And that's a very muted kind of exhaustion. It's not just physical tiredness, it's more like emotional over readiness and always being slightly braced, always staying available, always keeping a part of yourself on, and a lot of this starts so early for people. Maybe you were the child who learned not to make things difficult at home. So you became the easy one. You became the mature one. You were the one who understood things, or maybe in your relationship, you became the listener, the one everyone calls, the one who somehow always has the right words. And over time, those roles can become so familiar that asking for support starts feeling unnatural. It's not impossible, it just feels unfamiliar. Like you're more comfortable being the safe space than having one. I think that's where loneliness can come in. uh, Not because you don't have people, but because people mostly know the capable version of you, the calm one, the wise one, the dependable one. And the more overwhelmed, uncertain human parts of you don't always get much room, So even in close uh, relationships, there can be this feeling of like people know me, but do they really know what this costs me? So I don't think the answer is to stop being the strong one. That is not realistic, and it's probably not even what you want. I think it's more about letting strength include honesty, and letting it also means saying that I actually don't have the energy for this. I need help. Or, this is affecting me more than I expected. Not in a big way, not in a real way, but because the emotional cost of being the strong one isn't the strength itself. Maybe it's the way you can slowly distance yourself from your own needs, and that's not a nice space to be in. So today is just about noticing, uh, where have you become so used to holding everything together that you forgot that even you are allowed to have limits as well. Where are you showing up for everyone while also running on empty? And what might change if you let someone see the unpolished version of you, just with a little more honesty? Because sometimes being strong also means being honest about what's heavy, you know, and being strong, while it has its own merits, sometimes does do disservice to people because their needs always come the last, and it's not a good space to be in. If this resonated with you, please tell me in the comments, and I will see you in the next episode.